Dear President Trump, this journalist Arshad Khan, Houston, Texas, USA, nowadays traveling inside Pakistan, where you are asking the help from Field Marshal Asim Munir to negotiate with Iran. I'm going to say openly and publicly and media wise is for the benefit of 95% of our Americans, whites and blacks and Christians and Muslims, Hispanics and natives, and Buddhists. The people who are making you dig a political hole for yourself are very close around to you. They have misguided you constantly, on purposefully, constantly and purposefully. The one, not in necessarily in the order, Tulsi Gabbard, as you know very well, and you can ask your most trusted intelligence sources, start with your chief of staff, Miss Susie. And I think I rely on Susie's intelligence more and then Tulsi's. And I'm Republican from Kansas, and I was in the Republican Party with the greats, Bob Doles and Nancy Cassabaums in Johnson County, Kansas. Back when was that? 75. Rely on Susie. I think Susie, your chief of staff, Tulsi Gabbard has purposefully made a hole for yourself, political hole. And you know, Tulsi is went to meet with the India's Hindutva raw chief and Modi, and you know Modi was a terrorist in Gujarat, and he orders the rapes and the butchering and the massacring of 400 million Muslims all over India and inside the Hindus occupied Kashmir. And she is one of the one who has caused this disaster for you in Iran. And of course, Pete Hegseth, but Pete Hegseth, high school, bully. That's about he is. Intellectually, he's nothing. And you have seen that his discussion. He's a high school bully. He should not be in that position. He's not intellectually or experience-wise knowledgeable to be a Secretary of Defense at that level. He's talking as a high school, person who threatens everyone and just he thinks because he's a little tougher than you and me physically, he's going to run the Department of Defense, where decades and decades of experienced, highly intellectual, experienced generals and admirals and air marshals have been doing this strategical thinking and management. So Pete Hegseth is dangerous to our American working class. And then, of course, Kash Patel. Kash Patel, you have seen how he deals with the senators who represent the America, our USA, how he talks arrogantly. And he's also, you can check from Susie and you can check also through your most trusted intelligence forces that Kash Patel is also somehow is connected with India's RSS Hindutva forces of Modi. He's connected somehow. We don't know how, but you have access to all this intelligence and secret information. So find out on Kash Patel. We American media and American working class firmly believe that Kash Patel should be removed from the position of FBI's chief because he takes everything personal and he's got the arrogance, typical arrogance of RSS Hindutva Modi, and he protects Jewish Israel's Netanyahu, and Netanyahu has committed terrorism all over occupied Palestine. Netanyahu also fooled you. He cheated and fooled you. And your son-in-law, I think Jared Kushner, he's your son-in-law is not representing anymore American working class. Us 90% folks in our USA. He's not our interest. He's representing the financial interest of his own personal companies or your Trump organizations. That has nothing to do with public service, dear Mr. Trump. This is not the way we talked 40, 45 years back in our good old Republican Party in Kansas and Missouri, for sure. I was there. And of course, your son in law is. His only interest is this dangerous man, Netanyahu. Netanyahu is the butcher of Palestine. And not only that, he's wherever. And he, Netanyahu, and Modi, India's this RSS terrorist Modi and Israel's terrorist Netanyahu, they both, with their front people, whom I already named, they guided you in this disaster. That you ordered the attack on Iran, and of course, Iran will attack back. Iran will attack back. Saudi Arabia, Qatar, UAE, Oman, Kuwait. That's a normal thing, my friend. This is a normal thing in a physical fight. And what's going to happen? All these GCC countries now are against us Americans. I've been going to GCC countries since 1977. Travel left and north and south and east and west. You name it. Of course, going there since 77. This is how I saved money and build this American media company. Anyway, coming back to your disaster, that conned, you were conned and cornered, and you're a construction professional like myself. I know you. The first time I don't know you, but as a professional, you have the same background as I have in construction management. 1971, summer of 71, I was there, living in Bronx and then Queens. And the first time you ran for elections, I called a buddy of mine in Long Island, another engineer, and I asked his opinion about you. Because, of course, Hillary is a crook. I published and said to everyone I knew, my friends and families and media wise and politically, that Hillary is number one crook. And we say that even now as well. The deal that was done by FDR and the Saudi king in Jeddah. And now Saudis are against our USA. I was there in the first Gulf War, and I seen with my eyes in the first Gulf War. Our troops were there in Khobar and Dammam. They were stretched on the beaches of Khobar, and they were sleeping in the desert. We asked them, that young men, what do you need? And they said, all we need is pillows, sir. We were sleeping on our hands. This is how our troops worked in the first Gulf War. I was there. So, my friend, Mr. Trump, please, because you and I are 80 years old and we have the same experience. And I cannot see our USA going down the drain with what your advisors have done it already. I hear that all the time, internationally, as a journalist, as a media company owner. People get angry at me and my cameramen here in Pakistan and in USA also. They get angry at me and my media company. They say, what the hell, what the hell are you doing for American working class? I'm American working class. So, Mr. Trump, I've explained enough. You are a smart guy. You're a smart communicator. You were in show business. You were in media. So please, seriously, listen to everything, what I've explained to you, and discuss with any trusted advisors remaining. Go to the old-time Republicans from 20, 30-year-old back, and even alive, talk with them. Don't talk with all these people's name I took. Please, especially even your press secretary. Khalli Wali, this I learned this word Khalli Wali in Saudi. Very nice word. Khalli Wali. Caroline is well, she's okay as a woman, but he doesn't belong there. This is not a kingdom. We don't have a kingdom with you as a kingdom and your kids as crown prince and princesses in the White House, my friend. You are the same public servant as the cop on the street, as the lowest soldier in our military. So so am I. I'm a taxpayer and I'm the same public servant as a media company owner, as a journalist. We are all equal in our USA. And I say that, and many mutawas and big imams and ayatollahs, they get angry at me. I say, we have in our USA, our constitution, greatest constitution on earth. Our American constitution is based 99% on Islamic system of government. And I proved that to them. And next time I will prove it to you also. Anyway, Masalam, Chief, and goodbye. What do you have to change? The policy now, period.